Before we begin this review, I just want to say, because we didn't say it at the top of the show, welcome to any new listeners. Welcome to the PULP Kitchen. Come on in.
The show continues to grow.
The show continues to grow. Everyone's welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, wahoo!
An IP I know about, but I don't think I've ever played it extensively.
Okay.
I think I've had like a couple of sessions at uni, and that was it. So
Yeah.
it looks very colourful. It looks like it was made on sugar. James, Super Mario. And at the time of recording, it's taking like loads of money.
Yeah, I'll come on to that. It's making loads of money.
James,
Mario, I like Mario. Mario's always been, I'd say, from anyone my age and even from the entire millennial generation into Gen X, Mario's been a consistent part of many people's lives. I really enjoy Mario. I can't say I'm like, oh my God, Mario Brothers, the game design. I enjoy it when I play it. I've played many of them. I've played Super Mario 64. I've played the original Mario Brothers, Mario World. Big fan. Enjoy it when I get to play it. It's interesting when I saw this film get announced and I saw the trailers for it, and I thought, that's interesting. They're going to try and rationalize Mario when it's a really sort of, it doesn't really have a plot. It's plumbers.
But they're trying to justify the fact that he's a plumber.
Well, no, I'll get into it, but it's like you're trying to rationalize and give a voice to a character that is otherwise not really. He doesn't really have one. I know he does technically speak. He goes, "Wahoo, it's a me!" There's that, and you're like, "Oh, okay, now we need to justify the Mushroom Kingdom and the princess and Yoshi," and I'm like, how are they going to do that? Is
Apply
that
logic to a
And usually when I see that, I start thinking, okay, you're going to have to be a satire on the genre. And I start thinking about how I felt like Shrek was a real satire of its genre.
Yeah.
No, we're harking back to an old thing. I thought it did that really successfully because it was doing a fairy tale. It was the people who make cartoons doing a cartoon, but it's a new genre. Yeah. It's a new millennium. We're doing it very differently. And so, lo and behold, we've got Mario and Luigi, who own a plumbing company called the Super Mario Brothers, who just spent all their money on a new advert, and they're in Brooklyn, in New York. And Mario and Luigi are like, "Hey man, we gotta do this."
Are they human?
They're human. Which again, was Mario a human?
Is he played? Are they played by real people then?
Yeah, played by real people. So you've got Chris Pratt voicing Mario. You've got Luigi voiced by Charlie Day.
Hey, just so I understand though, but
she has a family who are Italian American. Hey, you gotta have the spaghetti with the mushrooms.
And this bit's animated.
This is all animated.
Okay, so the bit in New York is not like real world people.
No.
Oh,
sorry, no, it's not live action.
Thank you.
No. There's they are as real people with real family.
Okay, got it.
Who look and talk like
they
them.
live on Earth. Okay, yeah.
And they're like, "God, we got to get this plumbing business." I'm laughing talking about it because I'm like, you're trying to rationalize Mario, which didn't really ever make sense. So they're in the real world, and there's a big. They got to try and boost their plumbing business. They're watching the news, and they see, "Oh my God, one of the main pipes in the city is blowing. We should go over there." Luigi, come with me. And Luigi, he very much sort of follows in Mario's shadow. He quit his job to go to something ridiculous. He quit his job to go and start this Super Mario Brothers plumbing company.
Like the bear.
Mario, yeah, it really is. And then there's this Goodfellas dining scene, the Italian in the vest with his arms on the table, and he's getting the mushroom spaghetti, and Mario doesn't like mushrooms. And he's like, "We got to go and fix this big plumbing issue in the city." Oh my God, the subway's closed. Hang on, I'm really good at platforming. So Mario jumps around the city like you would in a level, and the camera goes into 2D. And they go down underground, and they need to fix the wrench, and they get sucked into a a tunnel,
Magical
a plumbing, what are they called?
Pipe.
into a pipe.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. He gets sucked into a pipe, and where does he get sucked into? The Mushroom Kingdom.
Wow.
Of course, there is Toad, who greets him when he gets there. Luigi gets sucked into a different pipe system and ends up with Bowser. Bowser, obviously, is voiced by Jack Black, who has an ultimate plan to capture a magic star, to convince Princess Peach to marry him, or he'll destroy the castle. And you know what I mean? It's sort of save the princess, get the princess, but obviously the princess doesn't need to be saved because it's Luigi needs to be saved. And I'm like, okay, we're doing this genre, but there wasn't as much of a satire of it. And I went in a screening. I went to a multiplex, and it was when it was one of the biggest screens they had there, and it was fairly full. And there was kids from mixed ages. You had from 9 to 12, and then you had some mid-teens, and then some late teens, their parents, and then me at 28 with a beer and Moretti. Actually, I have a film podcast, which is why I'm seeing this. And the big problem with it, it's nowhere near funny enough. The
really?
audience reactions to it were quiet. And when I analysed the humour of this and where I think it does fall short, it felt like corporate humour, safe for work. I know that's not. It's a kid's story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like didn't give me like a risk with its humour.
Yeah.
Felt very safe. And if you've got Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, focus grouped, almost like the powers that be at Nintendo weren't willing to let the reins go a bit on maybe making fun of their IP a bit more. Like for a comedy film, and you cast Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and Jack Black, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. But I'm like, those are few really big comedy presences. I in my head, I expected a bit more in that sense, and it wasn't there. And look, it's just a bit safe, and I think that's where I just was. I didn't laugh. You'd be better off watching Dungeons and Dragons this week if you were sort of deciding between two movies of that ilk. It has loads of licensed music in it, which I would say are really lazy picks to just appeal to the masses. The licensed tracks they use are "I Need a Hero,"
Right.
"Take on Me," "Take Me On," "Thunder" by AC/DC, and "Mr. Blue Sky."
Right.
And it's like great songs.
Mr. Blue Sky is used in absolutely everything.
It just, you know what I mean? Like just lazy song choices. Like really, you're going to play that? Like just the most square, cuboid way to tell your story. There's a lot of because obviously Mario is a platformer, right? And part of the thing is like the levels, and he jumps. Princess Peach is like, oh, you need to help me, get the Kongs to come and fight our side in case Bowser comes. But we're going to go on an adventure. But before you go, you need to learn how to beat this obstacle course. And it's like a Mario level. It's like, why? And it's like, don't get me wrong, there are a couple of sequences where the camera comes, sort of parallel, and you see what would be a Mario level, and it's very colourful, and it's bright, and it looks beautiful, and I'm like, it looks cool, but it didn't really make sense.
Right.
Like, this is a Mario movie. The Mario Kart sequence, I will say, really well done. Really, loads of references in there, very like fun action. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen some of like the big sweeping camera moves and like the glides, and I'm like, that was cool. Apart from that, just a bit uninteresting.
That's interesting because I spoke to someone at the weekend who is family of my girlfriend's, and she is an elder millennial, a late, early millennial. You know what I'm saying? Just get the brackets right.
Elder millennial.
And so she grew up with Mario, right?
Yeah.
And so she loved the film. She took her kids to see it because there was references throughout it. Like just and that's the button. They think, oh my god, and the sound, even like the sound it makes, which is great. And then obviously, like, it's very clever because not only is it appealing to kids, it's appealing to their parents who are young enough, who are or old enough rather, to play it originally. And the kids enjoyed it, but fair enough. It's a shame that because I was hoping that you were going to tell me that it's going to.
Yeah, no, I thought I'd say that
Lego
too.
movie kind of.
Because it's done by Illumination, who did Despicable Me, and the quality of the animation is fantastic, and it was way less of a genre satire than I thought.
Speaking of Illumination, I have a friend who works in licensing for that company. I hope I'm not getting him into trouble.
License to Kill.
I'm not obviously going to name my friend, but like he worked, the big sort of pond of licensing, Universal, embassy, right?
Yeah.
And he said, honestly, there are meetings where it's just like, yeah. What if we did that, but like with minions? And they go, yeah, that's good, but like, what if we like put some minions in it? And
That shocks me not at all.
It's the quickest route to cash. They're like, oh yeah, we could do that, but we could also do it with minions.
Which makes so much. We could sell that product, but what if a minion held it?
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's notes are just minions.
Question mark?
Yeah,
more minions.
Different color minions.
But despite that, you mentioned it earlier, that this is an article from 3 days ago, but I'm so sure the numbers have changed. Not only did the Super Mario Brothers movie win the global weekend box office with an estimated 368 million, but it has officially become the biggest worldwide opening ever for an animated film. So domestically, this is US, brought 137 million over a 3-day weekend and 195 million over the 5-day stretch. And just for perspective, it's past Frozen 2's 358 million. It's having the biggest worldwide opening ever for an animated film. And it broke this year's record of 225.3 million, which was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Wow, okay, so it's laughing all the way to the bank.
And I'm sure sequels are already being greenlit, but I just don't think I will be going to see it that way.
That's the Super Mario Brother movie. If you have, did you say Super Mario Bros? Super Mario
Super
Bros?
Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers. If you've seen it and you agree or disagree with James, let us know and send in an email to hello@pulpkitchenpodcast. I ran out of breath when I was saying that. hello@pulpkitchenpodcast.com. There we go. Just a little note on animation while we're talking about it. And you mentioned Shrek. 2 words, James. Shrek 5. They're doing it.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
With
With the original cast,
Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's coming back. She's making a film right now with Jamie Foxx.
I can't see. I'm like, oh my God, it's back because.
No, I mean, it kind of slithered away. But I guess maybe after the success of the most recent Puss in Boots, they were like, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Which people said was good.
People, I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah.
Like almost like Paddington level praise. That was the Super Mario Brothers movie.